When you're divorcing a narcissist, anything you say can and will be used against you. In this video, I'm going to teach you two essential strategies to help you communicate without giving them any ammunition to use against you or any narcissistic supply. But first, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. This information is really important and I don't want you to miss any of it. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Let me introduce myself. I'm Victoria McCooey. I'm a transformation coach, a motivational speaker, and the creator of the Reclaim Your Power system. I've helped hundreds of women and a handful of men gain the confidence, the stamina, and the courage to leave a narcissistic spouse and to go on and create a wonderful new life that is joyful and drama-free. The first strategy is to stop talking to the narcissist in person or even on the phone. So I know you're saying, well, how can I possibly do that? You can. You have the power. You can make those boundaries. The narcissist wants to engage you. They want to have these conversations with you face to face, or at the very least on the phone, voice to voice. Why? Because they've been studying you. They know exactly how to push your buttons, what's going to trigger you, what's going to pull you into their lair, what is going to get you to react a certain way. So you don't want to hand them that power. A great trick is to assume that you're always being recorded. Chances are you are. There may be cameras installed, there may be recording devices on the phone. You don't know. So when you're either in a divorce or about to engage in one, you have to really take these precautions. So always imagine that you're being recorded. Do not say anything that you wouldn't want to say in a courtroom, because that's where this may end up. Once you draw that line in the sand and say that there is no more communicating unless it's in writing, in text, and we'll talk more about text later, or email, you have just taken back so much power. This is how you reclaim your power. Now you're not going to speak on somebody else's agenda to fit their needs. You're going to do it on your time. You're going to do it when it suits you, when you're in the right mental state to read whatever it is, respond to whatever it is. So now you've taken control of the situation. You're now in the driver's seat. Narcissists are not going to like this, but this is what you have to do to stay in control. So let's go back to talking about texting. I know this is going to be hard to wrap your brain around, but you may want to say no texting either. I know it seems like you need this communication, especially if you have kids. I always have clients say, but what if the kids have an emergency? Well, believe me, if there's an emergency, they're going to find a way to get to you. Or, my rule of thumb is if no one's dead or dying, then there's no texting, only in an extreme emergency. But here's why. Texting can be very intrusive. You hear the ding, it interrupts you, it breaks your concentration. You feel, you get that dopamine rush, and you feel like you have to read it right away. Well, if that's all they have, that's what they're going to use to harass you. So you may find that you have to get rid of the texting as well and go to email only. So what if you're still living together? I haven't forgotten about you. I understand. If you're still under the same roof, then this probably won't apply to you. You can't do it. But what you can do is really limit what you say to your soon-to-be ex-narcissist. Only information. This is what I tell my clients. Channel your best Stepford wife. Pleasant, agreeable. You're not, your face isn't like combative or aggressive. You're not giving them that satisfaction, right? You don't even want to give them that supply of being angry. You're just no emotion, none at all. Just everything is like fine. And you only give information. or ask questions that are totally necessary. And if you're asked a question, you only give the necessary answer and not any additional information. This is your soon to be either current adversary or soon to be adversary. You do not want to give them any information that they can use against you. Okay, so before we go on, let me ask you a question. Has your narcissist ever engaged you in a conversation where you end up losing your temper or giving information that you wish you hadn't or saying something that can be used against you later? If that's happened to you, will you do me a favor and type in the comments, "Stop talking to the narcissist"? This is in your power to control. So just type it as a reminder to yourself and to everyone else. Okay, so now you've set that boundary. You've moved all communication to email only. And now you're bombarded with these long-winded, pages-long emails that are full of accusations and threats and lies and all kinds of crazy. So now what do? Well, here's the second strategy that I want to teach you. This is how you handle those emails. First of all, you do not answer the email the second you see it pop into your inbox. You get into the driver's seat. You decide when the time is right for you to read and or answer this email. So that means scheduling time. This is what I have my clients do, scheduling time into their day for replying or at least reading these emails. For my clients, sometimes they just send them to me and I read them for them so that they're not triggered at all, and then just tell them whatever information they might need. But for you, have a schedule like 4 o'clock, from 4 to 4:15 is when I'm going to read any emails from the narcissist. So you know you can prepare. That time is your time that you plan for. It doesn't catch you off guard. It doesn't catch you at a bad time. You plan around it. You know that you're going to be in the right mindset. Maybe you meditate before. Maybe you have a call with a friend before. You do whatever it takes for you to be in the right place to receive whatever crazy is on the other end of that email, right? Okay, so that's the first step. Now you actually read it, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and everything triggers you. Mine used to be in all caps because it's like yelling in writing. It's like all caps. Whatever it is that makes you crazy, right? It's going to be there. You know that. That's a given. There are going to be lies. There are going to be accusations of things you've done or said or all the things. All right, what do? What you don't do is send another one back. Another long, crazy email just like the one you just received, denying, calling them out for whatever, like the same thing. Now you're just in a pissing war, right? It's just like a tit for tat. That is not what you want to do. Here's what I coach my clients to do. Copy the entire, I don't care how long it is, copy the entire thing and paste it back into the reply that you're going to send back, and then only go through it and only look for questions that need to be answered. Anything relevant that's a legitimate question or statement that warrants a response. And then you insert into that place in the email, in the pasted copy of his or her email, the answer. Something, maybe it's a logistical question about, it took 3 pages to get to the question about how you always do whatever it is with the kids and you never are on time, or whatever accusations, and how you're the terrible mother, and blah, blah, and about the time and switching the time, and whatever the answer is. Like if the question is about a time, you just write down 7 p.m., whatever it is, the shortest possible answer. And then you make it like in a color, or if you can't make it a color, then bold or italics or something so it stands out and it's clear that you've inserted that as an answer to whatever however long it took to ask a question. And then you just go through and you keep doing that only if there's a legitimate question or statement that needs to be addressed. Otherwise, ignore. Ignore all the crazy accusations, ignore all the lies. Do not get into don't go down that rabbit hole, because it's a long one and a dark one. You don't want to go there. So the first question people ask me, or question, not question, but response is, but if I don't deny it, then it's like it's true. Then it seems like that it must be true. No, not answering is not an admission of guilt. It's just saying, I won't address this. It's so far-fetched. It's beneath me. I will not even address that statement. And if you really feel uncomfortable about not saying anything, then at the bottom of the long tirade, you can just say, these accusations are false. Just as if you were in a court of law, right? These accusations are false. You're not going to go off. You're not going to be the same. You're going to rise above it and show that you have the wherewithal, the maturity, and the intelligence not to take the bait. So what did you think of these strategies that I shared with you? Are they things that you think, can you see yourself actually implementing this and using it in your own situation? I really hope so. Please leave me comments or questions, and I'm happy to reply. And let me know if this is something that resonates with you. I hope you found this information valuable. If you liked this video, will you give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like to find out more about my coaching programs, I have one-on-one coaching and a group program that you might want to join. The first step is to schedule a free session with me. You can do that on my calendar. There will be a link in the description. We'll have a free session where you can tell me what's going on, and I will give you my best advice on what options you might have going forward. And if it seems like we're a good fit and I think I would be the right coach for you, then I'll ask you if you're interested in learning more about those programs. Thanks so much for watching. I've linked a couple of other videos here that you might want to watch. They're all about how you can reclaim your power when divorcing a narcissist. I hope to see you in the next video.